Hello, dear friend. I understand the feeling you are going through. In this busy life, everything seems to never be as simple as we think. Pressure from family, friends, society, and worries about the future keep piling up on our shoulders, making each passing day a real battle. The feeling of fatigue and stress is always present, and perhaps many times you ask yourself, how much longer can I continue to be resilient? My friend, if you are here reading these lines, I believe that you are someone who knows how to appreciate yourself, knows how to find true values in life. You understand that to overcome these difficulties, not only physical strength but also a strong spirit is needed. And this is when the philosophy of Stoicism can become your strongest ally. If you are intelligent, if you are someone who wants to grow, and if you are looking for inner peace in the midst of life's storms, join me in exploring the principles of Stoicism. These principles will not only help you face challenges, but also help you grow from them. So are you ready to join me on this journey? If you feel the same way, leave a comment below, share your thoughts, and together we will find ways to become stronger every day. Let's get started. 1. Focus on one activity at a time. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your mind is drifting somewhere else while you are working? When you try to multitask, do you feel like you can't complete anything perfectly? This is a problem that many of us face. However, Seneca, one of the great Roman philosophers, pointed out that to be everywhere is to be nowhere. This statement is not just a simple observation, but also a warning to all of us about the dangers of trying to do many things at once. In the modern world, distraction is inevitable. We are constantly being pulled by notifications from our phones, emails, social media, and demands from work and personal life. We think that multitasking is a way to get more done in less time, but in reality, it only reduces the quality of our work. Studies have shown that when you switch between tasks, your brain needs time to readjust, and this significantly reduces your work performance. According to a Stanford University study, people who frequently multitask have lower attention spans and poorer memory retention than those who focus on one thing at a time. Seneca taught us, don't let distractions rob you of your focus. He advised us to focus on a single task and do it to the best of our ability. When you truly focus, you will find that you are not only more productive, but you can also gain deep satisfaction from completing that task. A great example comes from Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. He once said, "Focus means saying no to 100 other good ideas." For Jobs, focusing on a few things that he considered most important helped Apple create groundbreaking products and make the company one of the leading technology corporations in the world. Now challenge yourself. When you start a task, put your full attention and energy into it. Eliminate all distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, close your email, and focus solely on the task at hand. This will not only help you get things done faster, but it will also improve the quality of what you do. One strategy you can use is the Pomodoro method. This method encourages you to work for 25 minutes without interruption. Then take a short 5-minute break before starting a new cycle. This way, you can maintain a high level of focus throughout the entire work period. It's easy to think, I'll start tomorrow. But ask yourself, why not start now? Every moment you allow distractions to take over your mind is a moment you're giving up the opportunity to improve yourself. Do you want your life to be different? Do you want to achieve the goals you've set for yourself? Take action today. Start by choosing a task you've been putting off and give it your full attention. Don't just do it, live it. Don't just read it, feel the words, the deep meaning they bring. Focus is power. Focus is the key to unlocking the door to success. And remember, as Seneca said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let distractions take away your most precious resources, your time and your attention. Focus, take action, and make a difference in your own life. 2. Control your impulses. Anger, an emotion we all experience, can easily cloud our judgment and lead to actions we later regret. It is like a fire, burning fiercely for a moment, but can burn down everything precious around. Have you ever wondered why truly strong people, those who have achieved great success, can maintain their composure even in stressful situations? The answer lies in the ability to control their impulses. especially anger. As Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, philosophy teaches us to act, not just to speak. Anger can be compared to a storm, can sweep away everything in its path. When anger controls you, reason is clouded, and you easily act without thinking. This not only harms those around you, but also hurts yourself. The consequences of anger can be long-lasting and cause wounds that are difficult to heal, both mentally and emotionally. Seneca likened anger to a form of temporary insanity, when the mind loses control of its action. He warned, anger clouds reason and makes people act blindly. You let anger rule you. You are letting your weakness take over, rather than using reason to solve problems. This can lead to impulsive actions, regret, and serious consequences. Let's face it, controlling anger is not easy, but that's why you need to challenge yourself. When anger strikes, stop. Don't act immediately. Ask yourself, do I really want to say or do this? What will be the consequence? Pausing and thinking before you act will help you regain control and respond more intelligently. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, once said, "Anger never solves anything, only makes things worse." This quote emphasizes the importance of staying calm, even in the most stressful situation. Anger can destroy what you have worked hard to build for years, in just a few short minutes. A simple but effective way to control anger is to take deep breaths. When you feel your anger rising, stop and take a few deep breaths. This will help calm your nervous system and bring you clarity to handle the situation. Another way is to put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to understand why they are acting the way they are. When you look at things from a different perspective, you may find that the situation is not as bad as you think. Winston Churchill once said, "A strong man knows when to fight and when to walk away." Being able to control your anger is a big part of this strength. It allows you to stay calm, rational, and move forward, instead of being dragged into a spiral of negative emotion. Anger management is an art, and like any art, it requires practice and discipline. You may not succeed the first time, but each time you control your anger, you become stronger and more resilient. Challenge yourself every day. Instead of letting anger control you, use reason to make the right decision. Show yourself that you can control your emotions and that you are not defeated by temporary impulses. Be in control of your life, not your anger. Number 3, practice negative visualization. Have you ever imagined losing everything you have, from your possessions, relationships, to your health, and felt like you would never be able to cope with the loss? Most of us avoid such thoughts because they make us feel scared and insecure. However, Seneca, one of the greatest Stoics, taught that facing these dire scenarios is the key to making us stronger. It is a lesson in negative visualization, a seemingly contradictory but extremely effective method of mentally preparing and appreciating life. Negative visualization is a Stoic practice where you deliberately imagine the worst possible scenarios that could happen in your life. Seneca said, "You will never be happy, you are afraid of the future. But you will always be ready for any eventuality if you prepare yourself." Instead of avoiding negative thoughts, learn to accept them as an inevitable part of life. Imagine how you would feel if you lost your possessions, lost an important relationship, or even faced death. Negative visualization is not meant to make you live in fear and anxiety. On the contrary, it helps you train your mind to be ready to face any challenge that may arise. When you imagine the worst possible scenario and accept it, you will feel lighter when it actually happens. Think of people like Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. He once said, "When a person cannot change his circumstances, he must change himself to meet them." This mindset helped Frankl survive in the harshest of conditions. Take some quiet time each day to think about what you have. Then try to imagine the possibility of losing those things. For example, imagine if you lost the job you loved. What would you do? If a loved one died, how would you cope with the pain? This is not meant to scare you, but to help you appreciate what you have and prepare for whatever may come. Seneca taught that everything in life is temporary and does not belong to us forever. He said, "Nothing in this world really belongs to us. Everything is just a loan from fate, and one day we have to pay it back." It is accepting this truth that helps us live with a calm mind and not be too attached to what is temporary. Negative visualization is not an easy method to practice, but it is a powerful mental exercise. It helps you see the true value of life and prepare yourself for any adversity. When you dare to face the worst, you will become stronger and ready to take on life with all its ups and downs. Ask yourself, are you ready to challenge yourself? Do you dare to face negative thoughts and turn them into tools for mental training? Start today. Practice negative visualization every day, and you will see the difference in the way you face life. Your mental strength does not lie in avoiding difficulties, but in being prepared to face them. 4. Voluntarily embrace difficulty. There is one thing that is certain in life that no one can avoid: difficulties and challenges. No matter how hard we try, those challenges will appear, demanding that we face them. But what if you didn't wait for them, but voluntarily sought them out? That's what great people like Seneca did. They didn't avoid difficulties, but welcomed them as an inevitable part of life, as an opportunity to train their will and spirit. Think about the things you fear most in life. It could be public speaking, a challenging job, or even difficult conversations with others. These things make you feel uncomfortable, perhaps because you fear failure or are concerned about what others will think. But what if you bravely faced those fears? What if you not only accepted them, but actively sought them out? Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Difficulty strengthens the mind as work strengthens the body." This is not just a saying, but a truth that has been proven over centuries. When you voluntarily face difficulties, you are training your mind to become stronger, more resilient. When you voluntarily accept difficulties, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the master of your life. Instead of waiting for challenges to come and force you to face them, you proactively step into them like a warrior entering a battle with courage and determination. This not only helps you develop courage, but also reduces fear. When you have faced the most difficult things, other things seem easier. A great example of willingly accepting hardship is when Seneca, despite being one of the richest men in Rome, chose to live as a pauper for a period of time. Wore simple clothes, ate simple meals, and lived a frugal life. Why? Not because he had no other choice, but because he wanted to train his spirit, prepare for unforeseen events. In this way, Seneca demonstrated that mental strength does not come from comfort, but from facing and overcoming hardship. Ask yourself, are you willing to face your fears? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone to face challenges that you usually avoid? Maybe you are afraid of public speaking or worried that you are not good enough to take on a difficult task. But remember, growth only comes when you dare to challenge yourself. A famous quote by Eleanor Roosevelt once reminded us, "Do what you think you cannot do." It is the only way to overcome your self-imposed limitations. Discover that you are much stronger than you think. Many studies have shown that people who regularly face challenges and difficulties tend to develop patience, better stress management skills, and ultimately achieve greater success in life. They are not afraid of failure because they know that every failure is a valuable lesson, an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't wait for difficulties to come to you. Take the initiative to seek them out. Start with small challenges, things that make you feel uncomfortable. Step by step, you will find that your fears are no longer insurmountable. And once you overcome them, you will become a stronger version of yourself. Life is a series of challenges. How you deal with them determines who you are. Remember, no hardship is too great for a resilient spirit. Step out of your comfort zone, embrace challenges with courage and determination. Only then will you truly live up to your potential. 5. Avoid the victim mindset. Have you ever felt that the world has turned its back on you? Everything bad is happening to you? It is a natural feeling to feel when faced with hardship. However, wallowing in victimhood only makes you feel more helpless. The great Roman philosopher Seneca reminded us that a man is not affected by events, but by the way he looks at them. This means that it is you who decides how you react to circumstances, not circumstances that decide your fate. When faced with a difficult situation, we often tend to blame others or circumstances. It's a natural human reaction. Find a reason, someone to blame, to vent your frustration, but stop and think. Does that really help you? Blaming doesn't solve the problem. It just makes you feel more helpless, stuck in a spiral of negative emotions. Seneca once said, "There is nothing more miserable than a man who sees himself as a victim." When you accept that you are a victim, you agree that you have no control over your life. You give up your power and let circumstances or other people decide your fate. But the truth is, you always have control over your thoughts and actions. It is your attitude towards difficulties determines who you are. Take a look at famous historical figures who overcame seemingly insurmountable circumstances. Nelson Mandela, who was imprisoned for 27 years, never considered himself a victim. Said, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." It was his resilience and proactive attitude that transformed him from a prisoner into a symbol of freedom and peace. Challenge yourself. When faced with a difficult situation, instead of asking yourself, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I do to change this situation?" Don't let the difficulties define you. Take control of the difficulties yourself. Every time you encounter a problem, it is an opportunity for you to grow. Prove that you are not easily defeated. Look for solutions, not wallow in feelings of helplessness. Nothing in life is easy. There will always be challenges, difficulties that you have to face. But what is important is how you face them. Instead of blaming, take the initiative to find ways to overcome them. Instead of feeling like a victim, see yourself as proactive, someone who can change your circumstances. Are you brave enough to face difficulties and not become a victim? Try to look at the things that you can control. You may not be able to control everything that happens around you, but you can control how you think, how you act, and that is the most important thing. When you control your thoughts and actions, you will no longer feel helpless. You will feel stronger, more resilient. Don't wait for circumstances to change to feel better. Change your thinking to master the circumstance. Remember, no one can make you feel defeated unless you allow it to happen. Stand up, face life with all your resilience and determination. You are not a victim. You are the leader of your life, and you have the right to choose the path you will take. Ask yourself, the next time I face difficulties, how will I react? And when that time comes, remember, only you can decide the answer. 6. Spend time alone. In modern life, we are often caught up in the constant cycle of work, relationships, and daily responsibilities. We are always faced with demands, pressures, and expectations from society, family, friends, and even ourselves. But amidst all that noise and hustle, have you ever wondered if you have spent enough time truly understand yourself? Have you ever listened to the deepest thoughts in your soul, or have you simply avoided them by being busy with everything around you? Seneca, one of the great philosophers of ancient Rome, once said, "Retreat into yourself as much as possible." This quote is not just a simple advice to take time for yourself, but also a powerful call to truly connect with yourself. Face your thoughts and feelings honestly. It is not just a temporary break from outside distractions, but also an opportunity to recharge, reflect on what you have experienced, and redefine your goals for the future. Take some time each day, even if it is just a few minutes, to be alone. It could be in the morning when you first wake up, during your lunch break, or before you go to bed. During this time, turn off all electronic devices, disconnect from social media, and be alone with yourself. Don't be afraid to face your thoughts and feelings. It is in these quiet moments that you will find the truth about who you are, about what you truly want and need in life. American writer Henry David Thoreau once said, "Loneliness is not being cut off from society, but being cut off from oneself." This quote emphasizes that you don't always have to live away from society to find the necessary solitude. Sometimes it's the lack of connection with yourself that makes you feel the loneliest. There is nothing more terrifying than realizing that you have lived a life without knowing who you really are and what is truly important to you. Taking time for yourself is not selfish, but a necessary action for you to be able to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Because only when you truly understand yourself can you make wise decisions and live the right way. Start with the simplest thing. Sit quietly for a few minutes and breathe deeply. Let your mind be free without forcing yourself to think about anything in particular. If negative thoughts come up, don't be so quick to dismiss them. Let them pass and focus on feeling what's going on in your mind. You can write them down or just leave them there and reflect on them. You can try a method that many great thinkers have used: journaling. This isn't a mechanical record of your day, but an opportunity to express your thoughts, feelings, and goals. As you write them down, you'll begin to notice recurring thought patterns, fears, and even your true dreams. Challenge yourself today. Don't let life take you away from you without giving you a chance to get to know yourself. Don't let the noise and pressures of the outside world make you lose touch with yourself. Take time to be alone and make it a daily habit. You'll be surprised at what you discover about yourself and about life. Life is full of challenges and difficulty, but how we face them is what matters. Through Seneca's teachings, we learn that mental toughness is not something that comes naturally. It is the result of training, self-awareness, and the ability to face adversity calmly and rationally. Ask yourself, are you ready to challenge yourself? Are you ready to develop a strong, resilient spirit in the face of life's difficulty? Don't wait for anything special to change your life. Start now by applying the principles of Stoicism to your daily life. Life is not easy. That is what makes life meaningful. When you dare to face difficulties, when you dare to challenge yourself, you will realize that you can overcome anything. Remember that your greatest strength lies within yourself. Challenge yourself today and prove that you can become stronger, more resilient. Don't wait. Take action now to build a meaningful and fulfilling life. We can all learn from Seneca's teachings and use them as tools to lead a life worth living. Are you ready to become a spiritual warrior? Face life head-on and use all that you have to not only survive, but to live meaningfully and fully. Take action today.